TVs are breaking and computer access is going on the fritz. So Ryan, my lovely and talented assistant Ryan, upstairs, we are not able to show the video that I wanted to show to kick this off. So I'm going to ask Ryan to come down and act out the scene then.
Wait a minute.
So.
We didn't rehearse that.
Yeah, I know. So, I want to share a little bit about what's going on in my life. I am getting to do the most fun thing ever, starting in 3 weeks. I am going to improv class. I have wanted to do this. I grew up outside of Chicago. I was born here in Minnesota and I grew up outside of Chicago. And I lived a half a block from Second City in my partying peak. I was 21 and I had a temp job downtown Chicago. And every Thursday night I would go to the improv at Second City after the regular show when it was free and all you had to do was pay for drinks. And I would do that, and I was like a child pressed up against the glass. Because for my entire life, the earliest memories I have are of performing in front of my stuffed animals with a hairbrush in the mirrored closet. And I would sing whatever song I wanted to sing. I would, of course, dance. And I would interview people. And I would tell jokes. And my hero in the world, I didn't want to be Wonder Woman. I didn't want to be Batgirl. I wanted to be Carol Burnett. Carol Burnett was my idol. She was my idol. Because comedy is just a part of my life. I always want to find the places where things are funny, even when they're painful. So comedy has just always been an expression of me. And then when I became a speaker, I always weave in comedy in what I do, just because it's fun. But I've never done improv, and I've watched it before. And so this February 21st is my very first real live class, because most of the comedy that I do is like this, a comedy of one. I don't get to play very often with other people. And after this, the download came down of the Tao of Yes and, that was the name of the thing, I went, okay, whatever. And then I signed up for this improv class. And improvisational comedy, which would have been the perfect clip to show you right now. Whose Line Is It Anyway? Has anybody ever seen that show? Whose Line Is It Anyway? It's so freaking hilarious, right? It's so funny. I spent hours trying to find the 3-minute clip that I wanted, just laughing and laughing. These three guys, I'm in awe of. They're masters. They're maestros with comedy. And do you know what the #1 rule of improvisational comedy is called? Yes, Dave? Yes?
Yes.
What is it called?
I guess I don't remember the name. The principle is like, whatever they say is true, go with it.
And.
Yes.
The improvisational #1 rule is called yes and. Okay? So that came after I had already gotten the title from Spirit. Because improvisational comedy, when you watch people interact together, when they do these things, one guy will start the scene, right? And he'll be going, they'll be in a car. They don't really know where they're going to start. And then one guy will just go, damn, it's hot in here. I need a beer. He started the character. Okay? The other people in the car can't go, I think I'd better be in Britain for this particular scene. They don't do that. Okay? Because that doesn't work, right? Energetically, they're fighting against each other. When someone starts a scene and they declare it, the other people in the scene go, yes, and I'll add something to it. So when he goes, damn, I really like a beer, and she's over on the next side, she's going to go, tell me about it. I haven't had this thing in minutes. Okay? She'll jump into it in the same comedy fashion. Yes, and. Yes, and. That's the way comedy works. That's the way it works. Now, how is it that it relates to us, you ask? We don't live like that. I don't want to speak for you. Maybe you do. Maybe you should be up here. I don't. A lot of the times. Here's what I do. When someone gives me a cue in life, I'll go, no, that's not right. That's not what I was expecting. That's not what I'm prepared for. I'm not going to be good enough to do that. You're not in my line of thinking right now. Screw this, I don't even want to be in this scene. That's what I do in my life for a lot of it. When things come to me, I have the tendency to want to go, no, nope, or yes, but. I used to name my daughter when she was little Princess Yes, but. Princess Yes, but would say, yes, but I want that. Yes, but. And so now when I call her Princess Yes, but she goes, Mom, stop that! That's not nice! But it's so true. She had this alter ego called Princess Yes, but. And I have a Princess Yes, but inside of me. Do you all have Princess Yes, buts inside of you? Where you go, yeah, but. It's a little softer than saying no, but not by much. Right? It's not as, it's a little more socially acceptable to say yes, but. So let's look in our lives and find out, where are we really robbing ourselves of? If we look at improv comedy and how much fun that is and how much energy it generates and how much joy it brings, don't we want to have that kind of a life? Don't we want to kind of have that life of the Second City main stage when everything is so hilarious and amazing, and your jaws, have you ever gone to comedy and it's so hard that it hurts your face? You're like, if you could just stop just for a little bit because it's really hurting. You're laughing so hard and you're having such a good time, and the time is flying by and you can't believe it's over, and you just sucked every last moment of joy out of it. Don't we want to have that for our own lives? Yes, we do, we do, we do. We don't want it to be like we're watching some sort of funeral dirge. Now, how many of us walk in this world like that? And part of why we walk in this world like that, or that, is because we're not embracing the Tao of yes and. Yes and will change your life. Yes and will change your life when you employ it at any given time. So, recently I did a cleanse. I did an 8-day colon cleanse, 5 of which were no food. I had apple juice, tea, and water for 5 days. And I was so hungry. I was so hungry. And I could smell food, blocks away from people. And I would just, my husband's like, oops, sorry, I just had a pizza, left it out. My bad, and I'm ready to pummel him. So when I was in the heat of it, I can remember end of day two, and all the reasons why I should quit started coming in my mind. Right? Oh, it was like, you really weren't feeling well when you started this. It's probably not good for you. And, you're starting to feel like you're coming down to something again. And oh boy, you just got your period. You really need energy for that. And, you got all this other things going on. And this just doesn't feel, maybe you shouldn't be doing this. As my stomach is, right? I'm so hungry. Not only am I hungry, but I'm also emotionally getting triggered, right? Because it wasn't just my body that was saying, I want food. It was my mind. It was like, Skittles, now! Okay? Because all of the stress and all the strain and all of the littleness in me, all my smallness in me was getting triggered. And of course, I grew up with a pattern of, when you get triggered, you find the fridge. because it'll make you feel better. The yummy chocolate goodness will make the medicine go down. And so when I didn't have the yummy chocolate goodness, and I only had me, and I only had spirit, I was getting hardcore triggered. Like, get out of this. You can say no. You can say no. Nobody will give you any crap about it. You hardly told anybody. Your husband, he's already on the fence about it anyway. What's the big deal? You don't need it. And the thousands and thousands of reasons came to me. So I employed yes and. I sunk into this and went, yes, you're miserable. Yes, you're getting triggered. Yes, you could probably walk away from this and not feel too much guilt. Yes, 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 yes. And if you just wait until tomorrow morning and make sure it's not your emotions that are making you say no, but your body, then you'll give yourself permission to do it. There was an and. There was a clause that I used. And that clause that I used of, yes, I'm miserable, I acknowledge it. Yes, I'm small. I realize that I'm fighting my own demons right here in front of all of you. I know that. And I'm still going to hang in there until tomorrow morning. That and is the key, folks. It's the key. How many of you are struggling with money? Anybody, my mother would say, wiping your nose with $100 bills. Anybody wiping their noses with $100 bills? Nobody? Okay. I don't have enough money based on my own perspective. I am not working as much as I want. I am struggling. All that's true. Yes, yes. There's no arguing it. Yes. And I have the best job in the world. And I get to touch hundreds and hundreds of hearts. And the money comes when the money comes. And I have so many connections in my life, and it's all so good, and it's juicy, and it's wonderful, and I'm in this beautiful space. And will get you out. Yes, and. And with people, who are the people that say that every time you think of them, you think, no! Maybe they're in your life now. Maybe they're related to you. Maybe you're married to them. Maybe they're sitting right next to you. That are the no's. Okay? No! They do this wrong, and this wrong, and this wrong, and this wrong, and they're doing all these things, and they're just, you know what a no feels like. Right? A no is constrictive. A no is like that improvisational scene where you see it just dies when someone says no. It's like,